Okay, so here you can really smell the Korean medicine or hanyak, and this alleyway actually has a long history connected to Korean traditional medicine. It actually dates back to the Joseon dynasty, where the king at the time ordered the people to make a Korean traditional medicine market. Now, I heard that there's a large street with all of the Korean medicine shops in one space around here somewhere, but this doesn't look like the right spot. So let's try going this way and seeing what we find. Now this is kind of interesting. You can see the wide range of different and possibly even strange ingredients that go into Korean medicine. Let's find out more about this and go inside. 안녕하세요. Is it okay if I look around and take some pictures here?
Yes.
Thank you very much. Now this place is quite amazing. You can sort of get a feel of the history of the region, but specifically if you look over here, these books are absolutely ancient. Fact is, I think this group here is 200 years old. So you can really tell that, I'm sure that this shop has been here for a very long time. Song-sa님, how long have you been doing business here at this location?
46년째 되죠.
46년. Wow, that is a very long time. I've heard that this whole alley is very famous in Daegu for the Korean medicine. Can you tell me a little bit about the region and the history?
가까이 400년 됩니다. 그래서 그 오랜 역사 동안에 이 나라를 건강을 지키는 그러한 한약의 집산지로서 유명하죠. 이 양양시에는 우리나라에서 난 약초와 또 외국에서 또 나는 약초를 옛날부터 그 가지 있는 처방에 의해서 병을 고치게 되어 있거든요. 그렇다면 그러한 약재들을 선별해서 좋은 걸로서 공급해줘서 많은 사람들인데 치료하고 도움이 되도록 하는 그러한 골목이라고 보면 됩니다.
Oh, wow. Can you show me one of your most precious items that you have here in the store? Let's go. Oh, wow.
이러한 책들 있죠. 여기에 나와 있는 처방에 의해서 저기 약이 있죠.
Really?
예, 이제 환자 찾아오게 되면 주게 되죠. 그럼 그걸 먹고 효부를 봐가면서 치료하는 그런 쪽으로 시스템을 돼 있죠. 그래서 이러한 책들이 저희들은 족보같이 중하게 여기죠. 예.
Now, I think this is a spot where they actually sell the ingredients for that medication that got me so much better. And something that I noticed here, you can see how these are all handwritten signs, which shows me that there's a care and dedication to just not just printing off something, but they actually know what they're doing here. And if you look up there, you can see the sacks of the ingredients. So I believe that this whole place is a warehouse for the Korean traditional ingredients. So let's go inside and have a closer inspection. Oh, 안녕하세요. 네. I have to say that your store is so well organized, so I can really feel how much care that you put into your shop and all the ingredients here. Can you tell me how long have you worked here for?
56년 동안 생활했습니다. 여기서 요 집에서.
Oh, really? Wow. So around 1956 you've been here. So that's a very long time.
우리 큰딸은 한의학 내과 박사, 최고 박사.
Oh, 진짜. Oh,
최고 박사, 내과 박사 서울에서 10층짜리 빌딩 우리 사이는 정형외과 의사.
Oh, wow.
이렇게 부모가 하니까 이 업을 하니까 학교 갔다 오면 엄마가 이걸 만지는 걸 보고 엄마가 이런 거 하는 걸 보니까 그대로고 막 그 과를 다 택해가 그래 가가 다 박사 해가지고 그만 정말 잘했어.
Oh, yeah. Excellent.
정말 잘했어.
잘했어.
최고
최고.
최고 행복한 사람.
Oh, imagine, yeah, very happy. So you've been working here for a very long time. How long are you going to be in business for, looking towards the future?
내가 믿는 여기에 내가 믿는 하나님이 나에게 건강 주시는 한 집이 내 집이니까 할 수 있잖아.
Okay.
오케이?
Okay.
오케이.
네, 여기 보세요. 하나, 둘, 셋. Okay, so we're here kind of near the 교동시장, and this is one of the about probably the 1,000 alleyways in Daegu, and this is one of them. And if you look around, you can see a lot of the military gear and some foods. And the history behind this alleyway is that it was situated right next to the American military base here in Daegu. So a lot of this alleyway was created from people selling the goods from the American military bases. And it's interesting to see that after the Korean War and so much time has passed, some of the products are still on sale here. And it really is sort of an interesting thing just to see what they sell, either current or sort of historical items. It's really kind of cool. Now this alleyway here is the electronics alleyway, and it has a close association with not only the military bases but the Korean War. So it started off by selling walkie-talkies here after the Korean War, and then a short while after, this was this place to get other electronics. And from that, people started moving in who could repair the electronics, and it became known as the Electronics Alley. Let's go take a look further down. So you have here all of these different kinds of cables and wires, and it's a kind of a neat thing to see, just them piled up like this. One of the interesting things just here is just you can see all of the equipment. It's just such an odd assortment of bits and pieces, some of which I don't even know. I think some of these are switches, but it's this sort of collection of things that is really interesting to me, because just as this is some of the stuff that I don't think you can find anywhere else but here. So if you need some of these components, you're not going to find this in a department store or anything like that. So it's kind of a good thing to see as well. I see someone in here who may be able to give us some more information and some history about this area. So let's go in and see if he'll talk to us. 안녕하세요. Can I come in and talk to you?
Okay.
I've been walking around this alleyway for a while, and I've just been wondering, how long has it been here for?
제가 여기 왔는 것은 30년. 아마 제가 알기로는 6.25 피난민들이 여기 정착하기 시작하기부터 이 시장이 형성되었다고 봅니다. 전자제품, 주로 전자제품, 일본에서 만든 전자제품.
I think it's very interesting, the history behind this alleyway and how it's linked to sort of the Korean War. Can you tell me a little bit about when this alleyway was the most popular, like when it was in its prime?
이 거리는 1960년부터 70년, 80년대까지 이 거리가 굉장히 붐비었습니다. 지금은 이제 거리가 또 저쪽으로 다른 곳으로 좀 이동했고, 이 샵하는 사람들이 다른 곳으로 이동했습니다. 그러니까 지금은 과거 같지가 않습니다.
So looking around, I'm kind of curious. What do you do in your shop?
저는 일렉트로닉 그 서킷 보드 디자인, 그하고 또 리페어, 수리 같은 거, 전자제품 수리 이걸 위주로 하고 있습니다. 군대 생활할 때 이제 통신 기술자였습니다. 그때부터 이제 그 기술 습득해가지고 지금까지 해오고 있습니다.
I can see behind you, there's a picture of, it looks like two military men. Can you tell me a little bit about that photo?
Right.
Right.
Yes. Right.
That's you.
Yeah.
In the back. Oh,
Yeah.
very handsome. Yeah, it's interesting in some cases, but also sad to see places like this, which you can see sort of the metal gates have shut down and then the awnings have been pulled back. But I can tell by the sign that these shops have been here for a very long time. It does give me sort of a feeling of, not sadness, but sort of disappointment that these shops have had such a long history, and until now they've sort of had to be they've had to close their doors, perhaps maybe forever. So it's sort of it's like a sad feeling seeing all of these shops along the street with the shuttered doors. It's not a good feeling. Okay, so we're here at a very interesting spot because if you look over here, we have these modern buildings for the students of the Gyeongbuk University. And upon the first experience, they're quite modern. They have gold trim. And if you look over here, these were the houses for the refugees who were fleeing the Korean War. And as it stands now, they're kind of crumbling and they look quite old. But you have to understand that during the Korean War, these people were fleeing across the Nakdong River, and these houses were set up very, very quickly. Now this is something, I don't know if it's just me, but I find that this peeling paint here kind of looks like the shape of Korea. I do like the sort of the texture of this whole area, and again, it's just showing the history and how old these places have been here. And again, as we walk through these alleyways, you can kind of see where there's no real sense of a straight line. It just feels like a maze back here. And this is partially because when the people came, they just built these houses wherever they could. But what I like about this is that even though some of the materials look like they're aging, as we look over here, there's these bright blue colors, and then further down there's some yellows. It does give sort of a sense of happiness along with the despair that created this village. 안녕하세요. I'm a photographer from Canada. My name is Jason. Can I ask you a few questions about this area?
Yeah.
Excellent. But when I came up, you seemed very happy. What were you doing here?
심하니까 왔다 갔다 다리 운동도 하고 그래서요. 이 다리 운동도 하고
Yeah.
왔다
back and
갔다
forth.
다니고.
I find the buildings around this area very, very interesting as they're quite different from the modern buildings. Can you tell me a little bit about this area?
동네 들으신 지가 한 60년. 전쟁 나고 이제 이거 피난 나가 전쟁 6.25 전쟁 나기 피난 나기 집을 조그맣게 지가도 피난민들을 사놓고 이제
Refugees.
예.
So these days I don't see too many people around here, but how was it in the past?
그때 뭐 여기 좋았지 뭐 갈 때는 그 먹고 살 기운이 없으니까 뭐 할 일도 없고 그때 한 30년 전에는 뭐 일거리도 크게 없고 뭐 그렇게 그때는 사람도 많이 없고 요새는 자꾸 발달대가 막 집을 많이 짓고 뭐 빌딩을 많이 짓고 이렇게 집이 많다 보니까 좋은 집으로 자꾸 사람이 가버리고 여기 이제 나이 많은 우리 같은 사람은 여기 여기라.
So over the years, there have been numerous attempts to restore this area, and actually currently there's one going on right now. Now walking around, I can see a lot of residents have moved out and the buildings are crumbling and falling. And it's sort of a sad feeling just going in between these alleys and seeing this sort of damage. However, I hope in the future things will go a lot better for the people here.